There is a leaf sitting on my workbench right now, and I pulled it out of the gravel lane behind our bank barn about an hour ago. It is near as long as my forearm. It is pale green, thick as a piece of felt, and covered top and bottom in a soft white fuzz, so when you run your thumb across it, it feels like the ear of a rabbit. I did not plant it. Nobody plants it. It has come up between those wheel ruts every year since my daddy, my grandfather, worked this ground. Now, an herb company out west will sell you a small bag of these same leaves, dried and cut up. Work out what that bag comes to by the pound, and you are paying somewhere close to $40. $40 for a weed in my lane. And here is what had me shaking my head at Emma over supper. The leaves in that bag did not come out of any lane in Ohio. A good share of the mullein sold in this country comes off a boat from Albania and Eastern Europe, and the reason why is a real law on the books in a whole string of American states. It is just not the law you have been told it is. Stay with me all the way to the end, because there is one specific thing that fuzz does while the leaf is drying, and it is the whole reason 9 out of 10 folks who try this end up with a bag of black mildew instead of a jar worth $40 a pound. One thing. It costs you nothing, and I have never once heard anybody explain it. I'm Elias Miller. I'm 58 years old. I'm Old Order Amish, and I was born and raised right here in Holmes County, Ohio, the largest Amish settlement in the world. Emma and I have been married 36 years, and we raised 7 children and 19 grandchildren without ever once carrying a debt. Our son Mose runs the dairy now, so I keep the garden, the shop, the bees, and the smokehouse, which is how I finally have the time to sit and tell you how we do things. So how does a plant nobody wants end up costing $40 a pound? Start with what a family actually spends. A woman I know buys 3 of those little bags a winter for her husband's cough tea. That is $120 a year, near enough, going out the door for dried leaves. Her neighbor sprays the same plant off his fence line every June and pays for the chemical to do it. So one of them is buying it and one of them is killing it. And they live 400 feet apart. Now folks do try. Every summer somebody reads a little something, walks out to the fence row, and comes back with an armload. 2 weeks later they open the shed and it is black, slimy on the underside, smells like a wet dog, and they decide the whole business was foolishness and they go back to buying the bag. It was not foolishness. They just never got told the one part that matters, which is the part I promised you at the start, and we will get there. My daddy never called it a hard job. He called it a slow one. A thing worth doing is worth doing slow. Now, everything I'm going to show you today is one page out of a manual Emma and I put together called Save $7,000 a Year, the Amish Country Manual. Nobody ever got rich teaching a family how to keep its own money, so nobody wrote it down. We did. It is how a place like ours actually runs, put in order. Keeping a house warm in January and cool in July without the big bills. The pantry, the garden, and the smokehouse that feed a family through a winter. The cleaning that costs pennies. Keeping a thing running instead of hauling it off and buying another one. $17. It was $47. And I'll put it to you the way I'd price honest work. $17 is one time. Those bills come back every single month. You don't have to become Amish. You just have to keep your money like one. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right. Before you go pick one single leaf, you have to be dead certain what you are holding, so let me put this leaf in your hand. Common mullein lives 2 years. The first year, all it makes is a flat rosette sitting right down on the ground, like somebody dropped a dinner plate of leaves in the dirt. A good one will spread near 30 inches across. The leaves are thick, thicker than you expect. And they are furred over on both sides with that soft white wool, so a young one looks silver in the morning light. Run your finger along the edge of the leaf. It should be smooth. Wavy maybe, but smooth. No teeth. The second year, that same plant shoves up one straight stalk, 5 feet, sometimes 8, and it packs small yellow flowers up the top half of it like corn on a cob. You have seen that stalk standing in a ditch 1,000 times and never once thought about it. Now here's the part I need you to hear twice, because it is the only dangerous thing in this whole video. There is a plant called foxglove that makes a first-year rosette that looks an awful lot like mullein to a man in a hurry. Foxglove carries cardiac glycosides. That is a heart poison. It is not something to be casual about. So here's how you never mix them up. Foxglove leaves have small teeth along the edge. Mullein does not. Foxglove leaves are thinner, darker green, and only softly downy. Mullein is thick and truly woolly, like felt, and it is pale gray-green. Foxglove will sit at the shady edge of woods. Mullein wants bare dirt and full sun, and will not grow in the shade at all. Teeth on the edge, you walk away. That is the whole rule. Teeth on the edge, walk away. If there is any doubt in your mind at all, leave it standing. It will still be there next year, and so will you. Once you know it, you will start seeing it everywhere, and that is the next thing worth understanding. Mullein does not fight other plants. It cannot. Put it in good grass, and it disappears. What it does is wait for bare ground. So it shows up exactly where the dirt got opened. A gravel lane, the scrape where the county cut a bank, a burn pile from last fall, the strip along a fence where the mower never quite reaches. My cousins out in northern Indiana get it thick along a lane they graveled 6 years ago, and there was not a plant of it there before the gravel went down. The reason is the seed. One good mullein stalk can throw well over 100,000 seeds, well over 100,000 off one plant. And those seeds do not rot. They lie in the soil and wait for years, some say for decades, until a plow or a tire or a fire opens the ground and lets the light in. Then up they come, which is why no man has ever had to plant it, and no man has ever managed to get rid of it, and why it is free. Anything that free never gets sold to you honestly. It gets sold to you in a small bag with a nice label. I keep saying there is one thing the fuzz does when you dry it. Hold that thought, because it is coming, and it is the whole hinge of this. Let me tell you what my Dades people did with it, because they did not think of it as an herb. They thought of it as a supply. Cut a second-year stalk in the fall, when it is dry and stiff as a broom handle, dip the seed head end in tallow, and you have a torch that burns steady in the wind. That is why the Old English name for it is candlewick plant. Another old name is hag's taper. Same reason. They had been making torches out of it for hundreds of years before anybody wrote it down. The leaves worked as lamp wicks. They also went in the boots. A man walking a winter road put mullein leaves in around his feet, and folks called the plant poor man's blanket for exactly that reason. Not romantic, just warm. The down that rubs off the leaf, that fine fuzz, is about the finest tinder God ever put on a hillside. Rub a handful between your palms, and it takes a spark, like it has been waiting for one. My grandsons think that is the best part, and they are probably right. And yes, it went in the teapot. A hot tea of the leaves for a cough was standard in Emma's mother's kitchen and in mine, and the old people swore by it. Now let me be plain about that, because I owe you plain. I am not a doctor. I am a farmer with a garden and a shop. I am telling you what the old people did. The same as I would tell you what they did for a squeaky hinge. I am not telling you it cures one thing. If you have got something going on with your lungs, have a word with your doctor. That is what he is there for. So that is the plant, and that is what it was for. Now let me answer the question that brought most of you here. You have probably heard that it is against the law to pick this plant. I am going to give you the honest version, because I would rather hand you the truth than a scare. Common millen is on the noxious weed list in Colorado, where it sits on what they call List C. It is on the noxious weed list in Hawaii. It is on California's state noxious weed list. It is on the Texas state list. And it is designated county by county in a whole string of Montana counties and in counties out in Nebraska. Every few years, another place adds it. Now, what does it actually mean when a state calls a plant a noxious weed? It means something very specific, and it is not what folks think. Pennsylvania's law says it right out. When a weed is declared noxious, it is a violation to sell it, transport it, plant it, or otherwise propagate it. Sell, transport, plant, propagate. That is the language, and most states with a weed law say something close to the same thing. Out in Washington, the civil penalty for breaking their quarantine rules runs as high as $5,000 for a single violation. So read that list again, because there is a word missing from it. Picking. Nobody is coming after a man who walks out to his own fence row and picks a leaf off his own ground. That is not what those laws were written for, and that is not what they say. What is against the law, in more states than you would guess, is putting it in a bag and selling it, or hauling it across a state line, or planting it on purpose. The commerce is what is regulated. Not the picking. I mean, think about that for a second. It is legal to grow in your yard by accident and illegal to sell out of your yard on purpose. And now the $40 makes sense. If you are a company that needs 10,000 pounds of dried mullein leaf, you are not going to hire Americans to gather a plant that is regulated differently in every state you would drive through. You are going to buy it wildcrafted out of Albania, where none of that paperwork exists, and put it on a boat. Look at the bags on the shelf sometime. Origin, Europe. That is not a secret. It is printed right there. It is just that nobody stops to read it. The other thing I should say plainly, since we are on the law, public land is a different animal. State parks, national forests, county right-of-ways, all of that takes permission, and in a lot of places you're not getting it. That is not the same rule as your own back fence. Know which ground you're standing on. Folks around here do sell dried herb. The bulk stores in Holmes County buy it by the pound, and so do the ones out in Lancaster County where my cousins are. I am not going to sit here and tell you anybody is getting rich. I will tell you that the money is real, it is honest, and every dollar of it came out of ground nobody else wanted. That is about as Amish as a thing gets. All right. Now you know what it is, and you know where the law actually stands. Let me hand you the method. First question, which leaf? You want first-year leaves, the rosette on the ground, before the stalk ever goes up. Those leaves are the softest, the cleanest, and the strongest. Once that stalk shoots up in the second year, the plant is spending everything on making seed, and the leaves go tough and buggy and thin. So the flat plate on the ground is your plant. The tall one with the yellow flowers is not. Now, within that rosette, take the middle-sized leaves. The big outer ones are lying flat in the dirt, and they will be gritty and torn. The little ones right in the center are the plant's engine, and you leave those be. So it is the ring in between, middle-sized. That is your leaf. Second question, when? Morning. After the dew has burned off and before the afternoon heat sets in. That usually lands somewhere between 9 and 11 o'clock in the summer. The reason is simple. A wet leaf will not dry right, and I will explain exactly why in a few minutes. And a leaf picked at 2 in the afternoon in August is already stressed and limp, and it goes downhill from there. So, 9 to 11, dew gone, heat not yet up. And never after a rain. Give the plant 2 full days of sun after a rain before you touch it. 2 full days. Third question, how much? Take about 1/3 of the leaves off any one plant and leave the rest. That plant has a job to do, and next year you want to come back to it. Take 1/3, walk to the next one. Now, before you go out with a basket, there is one thing to check first, and it is where you are standing. Do not pick along the road. I know that is where you see the most of it. And that is exactly the problem. Road right-of-ways get sprayed. They get road salt all winter. They get everything that comes out of a tailpipe, and malign leaves are fuzzy, which means they hold on to every bit of it. Get yourself well back from any pavement, farther than feels necessary. Do not pick on public land unless you have asked and been told yes. I said that already, and I am saying it again because it is the one that gets people in real trouble. And do not pick in a pasture or a field edge if you do not know what has been put on it. If somebody sprayed that fence line in June, you do not want those leaves in a teacup in December. When in doubt, go knock on the door and ask the man. Around here, that is just called being a neighbor. All right, you have found a clean patch on ground you have got a right to. Here is the picking. Take the leaf at the very base of its stem and snap it sideways with your thumbnail. Snap it. Do not pull it. If you pull, you will tear the crown of that plant right out of the ground and kill it. Put them in a basket, not a bucket, and never a plastic bag. A leaf that thick will start to sweat inside plastic within about 10 minutes, and once it sweats, it is already going the wrong direction. Do not stack them deep. Lay them in loose, like you are packing eggs. And here is one that surprises everybody. Do not wash them. I know, everything in you wants to run water over a leaf before you use it. Do not. A mullein leaf is a sponge with fur on it, and once you soak it, you will never get it properly dry, and you will lose the whole batch to mold. If a leaf has real dirt on it, brush it off with a dry cloth or a soft brush, or just leave that leaf on the plant and take a cleaner one. There are plenty. Get them home the same hour if you can. Then sit down at the bench and sort. Anything with a hole, a spot, a bug, or a brown edge goes on the compost. Be hard about it. One moldy leaf will take a whole string down with it. Then take a knife and cut out the thick center rib on the bigger leaves. That rib is the fattest, wettest part of the whole leaf, and it is what holds everything up. Cut it out, and the leaf dries in half the time. That one takes a minute and saves you a week of worry. And now we are at the part I promised you at the very start of this video. Here is what the fuzz does. That soft wool on a mullein leaf is not there for you. It is there for the plant. It grew that coat to hold a still layer of air right up against the leaf surface. So the wind cannot pull the moisture out of it in a dry summer. It is the plant's own overcoat, and it works beautifully. Out in the pasture, that is a gift. On your drying rack, that is the whole problem. Because a mullein leaf has that coat on both sides, top and bottom. So picture what happens when a fellow lays his leaves flat on a screen or a cookie sheet, the way you would dry mint or basil. The bottom face of that leaf is pressed against the screen, so no air reaches it at all. And the top face is under a blanket of wool that is holding still, damp air right against it. That leaf is not drying. It is sitting in its own sweat, sealed on one side and smothered on the other. And in about 4 days, it starts to go black from the underside up, and the man opens his shed and finds a mess and decides the whole thing was foolishness. He did not do anything wrong except the one thing nobody told him. So here is the rule. Air has to move across both faces of that leaf at the same time. Both faces. That is the entire secret, and once you know it, everything else follows. Which is why my daddy never laid a mullein leaf down flat in his life. He hung them. Here is exactly how, and take your time with this. Get a large needle and a length of stout thread or light twine. Run the needle through the thick base of each leaf stem. Slide that leaf down the thread. Then the next one. Leave 2 or 3 inches of space between every leaf, so no 2 of them are touching. 2 or 3 inches. If they touch, they mold where they touch, every single time. Then hang the whole string up where the air moves. We use the haymow up under the roof, where there is a breeze coming through the ends of the barn. A garage with the door cracked works. A covered porch works. An attic with a fan set on low works. Fine. And keep it out of the sun. Not because the sun would hurt you, but because the sun bleaches a mullein leaf from green to gray in 2 days. And green is what tells a person the leaf was handled right. Shade and moving air. Every time. Now write this next line on your hand if you have to. Airflow beats heat. Always. A cool, breezy barn will dry mullein better than a hot, still closet, and it is not close. Heat without air just cooks the water into the middle of the leaf and holds it there. How long? 5 days to 14 days, depending on your weather. 5 to 14. In a dry August week, it will be 5. In a damp September, it will be closer to 2 weeks, and you let it take 2 weeks. And here is how you know it is done. And this is the only test you need. Take a leaf off the string and bend the center rib. If it bends, it is not ready, and you hang it back up. If it snaps clean, like a dry twig, it is done. Bend, it goes back. Snap, it comes down. Do not go by the color, and do not go by how the surface feels. Go by the snap of that rib. That is the test. And that one thing about the fuzz is worth more to you than the whole rest of this video put together. There is a manual full of those, written out plain, with the materials and the dollar amounts and the reason behind every step. Save $7,000 a year. The Amish Country Manual by me and Emma. $17. It was $47. $17 happens once. The bills come back every month until somebody shows you the other way. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So there it is, a leaf out of the gravel lane, picked at mid-morning with a thumbnail, ribbed out with a knife, strung on a thread, hung where the air moves on both sides of it, and left alone until the rib snaps. Now tell me something in the comments. Did your mother or your grandmother know this plant? And did she have her own name for it? Poor man's blanket, hag's taper, flannel leaf. I have heard a dozen. I'd surely like to know which one your family used. I read every single one. Next time, I'm going to show you the plain green thing Emma tucks into the potato bin every October that keeps 100 pounds of potatoes from sprouting clear through to spring, and it grows for free in the herb bed right outside the kitchen door. The old ways still work, friends. Use them well, and God keep you till next time.